Greetings, friends. I am Obsidian. Episode 31 of the SKIBIDI Toilet Multiverse was released just recently, and also, at the same time as the original SKIBIDI Toilet series, new episode 72, Part 2. We all thought this was an April Fool's joke, but here we are, and we certainly got some insane action and excitement during this episode. We had all of the Alliance's special agents make an appearance, a fight between Assassin Drillman and a buff mutant toilet, and a scene which now has the entire community talking about. But before we get into today's video, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss future analysis and theory videos from me. Also, give my video a like as it will help me out. Let's begin. The scene begins where we see someone's hand, and I already know who this is, since I know them personally. We see them flicking between songs, where we hear a tune at first, and then we hear the familiar song that represents the Alliance, Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears. But we also hear other songs that were SKIBIDI toilet related, and these songs are Simping for a TV Woman, sung by Hot Sauce Beats and Elite Cameraman, and partially animated by Dom Studio themselves, Tiny Toilet Man by JT Music, and the SKIBIDI Toilet song by CG5. Make sure you go listen to all these songs as they are incredible. We soon, of course, see that it's Speaker Woman who was messing with the radio in the car, but TV Woman soon gets mad with her as it is distracting her from driving and slaps her hand away from touching the radio anymore, making Speaker Woman annoyed a bit and sit back down in the back next to Clock Woman, who looks at her, before we see Camera Woman and Dark Speakerman across from them looking over, but then looking elsewhere. The scene changes to one of the outside and the car the Alliance are in, where another car comes into view and then a POV from above with some SKIBIDI toilet helicopters following them. Now this is some Fast and Furious type situation with this whole car chase ordeal, and it's epic in my opinion. Anyway, we look back to the car the Alliance are in, and we see the Assassin Drillman looking out of the window before heading towards the back with Speaker Woman, Camera Woman and Clock Woman, who begins to point her gun out towards the toilets. An automatic machine gun gets summoned from the other car and begins to fire away at the car with the Alliance members, making the car swerve all over the place. Being the Chad that he is, Assassin Drillman climbs out of the car and onto the roof, making poor TV Woman look concerned about the situation, since she is driving the car after all. Assassin Drillman leaps into the air and makes it over to the other car that is following them, and breaks the gun off swiftly before opening the door and stabbing a mutant SKIBIDI toilet in the head. Assassin Drillman quickly jumps out, with the now dead mutant SKIBIDI toilet falling onto the road and stands on the side of the car that is now out of control, while we once again see a view from above, and a SKIBIDI helicopter sending a rocket blast to the car. But it misses, and Assassin Drillman is now back on the roof again, and avoids a second rocket attack, since TV Woman has once again dodged it. Inside the car, everyone is unbalanced and falls over due to all the swerving out of the way of the rockets. Suddenly, we see a truck with cameraman heads decorated on the front, part coming full speed, but Dark Speakerman has opened the car door and got his gun out ready, and he shoots. But we don't see what happens, since a buff combat mutant toilet spawns into shot and jumps onto the roof with Assassin Drillman, where a fight begins. This particular toilet is obviously upset and angry because the SKIBIDI Base Zero was blown up, and that's where he mostly resided, I would assume, so he is here because he doesn't want them getting to the very last base, and will do anything to stop that. So they fight and the Assassin Drillman punches the mutant in the nuts, before the truck from earlier comes into scene once more and rams into the car with the Alliance members, which causes Assassin Drillman to fall down, and the SKIBIDI mutant toilet put his foot against him, making the Assassin Drillman nearly hit the road and die. He keeps him down, while TV Woman has seen what is happening and begins to swerve across the road again to try to remove the SKIBIDI mutant toilet from above the car. Before the SKIBIDI mutant toilet can do anything else, Speaker Woman sneaks behind him and begins to repeatedly stab him in the neck, which makes him headbutt and shove her out of the way and into the helicopter with SKIBIDI toilets. Speaker Woman lands with grace as the SKIBIDI toilets in the helicopter now notice her, and we hear the funny ha sound. The scene goes back to the mutant SKIBIDI toilet and Assassin Drillman, who now grabs hold of him and stabs the heck out of him a couple of times before he throws the SKIBIDI off the car, which would likely end him. Just as Assassin Drillman looks around, the POV goes back to the truck, which has now rammed into the car again, and then from inside the car, we see the SKIBIDI helicopter go down with Dark Speakerman poking his head out of the car with his gun in hand in distress. Assassin Drillman looks on as he sees the helicopter go down and quickly goes to try to stop it from crashing, or he goes to stop the truck behind the car, I assume. Soon, we see Speaker Woman, who stabs a SKIBIDI toilet and is struggling to stand up in the now falling helicopter and does her best to hold on until the helicopter finally crashes and Speaker Woman gets out in the nick of time before the explosion. She ends up landing on the train tracks with an oncoming train hurtling towards her at an alarming speed. She goes to get up, but her leg is trapped under a piece of the helicopter debris and the train track. And as she tries her best to get out, the train is almost about to hit her, and I would have lost it if Dom Studio killed off my sister. It was already hard having those losses earlier on in this multiverse and in the original series. However, Speaker Woman is suddenly saved by Plunger Cameraman for a second time. Plunger Cameraman now lands with Speaker Woman still in his arms, with both of them looking at each other in a loving way until she puts her thumb up. Also, he has his double plungers back with the spikes attached to it, and it also looks like his plungers have become like swords in a way too. Anyway, this is the second time that this rescue has happened, with the first being when Plunger Cameraman saved her from the SKIBIDI welder in episode 10 when they try to save Titan Clockman. Not gonna lie, but Plunger Cameraman needs to be careful around my sis, or ISO Toilet might come for him. Both Plunger Cameraman and Speaker Woman look up to see the rest of the Alliance arriving, with them all getting out. Camera Woman then looks down at her tablet, which says to our final battle to SKIBIDI Toilet Base 1, and that message seems to have been sent by the pencil race, as it is sent in a pencil scribble-like way. Plunger Cameraman and Speaker Woman look to the rest of the Alliance and put their thumbs up, with only Dark Speakerman doing it back. Their attention is soon drawn to the sound of helicopters, where they look up and see that even the pencil race have helicopters, and they are heading towards the SKIBIDI Base 1 themselves, along with the Alliance. The screen goes black, but we come back to a new place where the Alliance are watching the SKIBIDI toilets, but suddenly, we see an explosion, which the Alliance looks towards where it came from. Upgraded Titan Clockman can be seen conjuring up a stone, or it could be a SKIBIDI toilet that he just defeated. Anyway, he puts his sword into it. The SKIBIDI toilets look on as we go back to upgraded Titan Clockman, who has now stopped time and has begun to send his weapons in his arsenal across the battlefield to all of the toilets, placing them strategically so that they will kill them and infect some of them when time goes back to normal. This is such an incredible move from upgraded Titan Clockman and shows how huge and broad his powers are, now that he is upgraded. Time comes back to normal, and the SKIBIDI toilets don't think anything has happened until the Strider toilet gets lasered by an infected SKIBIDI toilet, and a SKIBIDI, which is flying, notices one of upgraded Titan Clockman's knives hurtling at speed towards him, which blows him and multiple other toilets up. Upgraded Titan Clockman looks forward still and doesn't pay attention to all the falling SKIBIDIs from the sky. He just stands in the center like a Chad. The POV changes, and we are now on a balcony with a cameraman looking down at the action as he watches all the SKIBIDI toilets fleeing from the scene. Our POV changes, and we see a SKIBIDI toilet looking back at upgraded Titan Clockman while running away. But he suddenly comes to a stop when the other toilets have stopped moving because upgraded Titan Clockman is now in front of them. Titan Clockman sends a chime out as the screen goes white, and we come back to all the SKIBIDI toilets now dead. Titan Clockman looks up as he sees the speaker copters and camera copters coming into sight, but his attention goes to the hologram on his arm, which sends him the message that Camera Woman received earlier on. Titan Clockman begins to fire up, his jet turbines on his legs and back, chilling as he does so, and flies off, with the scene ending, and our POV is now of the leak that we were shown from Elite Clockwoman, where we see Titan TV, man's feet stomping down on multiple SKIBIDI toilets, before we are shown a full shot of him swiping his sword, making the screen glitch before he goes over and punches a SKIBIDI toilet in the face before he burns the SKIBIDI alive with his red rays. He actually did a similar move before in the original series when he was just Titan TV Man in his base form. He gave the same kind of treatment to the Octo SKIBIDI toilet from episode 44, and now he is doing the same here. Titan Cameraman comes into shot next to Titan TV Man, where he flicks multiple SKIBIDI toilets with his gravity gun, like they're nothing. Both Titans look at each other until Titan Cameraman can be seen getting a message and listening in on it, which most likely means that he also got the same message as Camera Woman and upgraded Titan Clockman. Titan TV Man says let's finish this, with Titan Cameraman flying off and Titan TV Man teleporting away. The scene changes once more for the last time in this episode, and we are in a lab where we see the mech scientist cameraman, who is currently not in his mech, and the scientist Pikaman, who are working on the computer. The main scientist cameraman picks up a tablet and begins to press a few buttons, where we see a weapon come up to be tested. It's long, and it has a red essence to it. I wonder what this could mean. As the weapon is being sent to its location, a cameraman can be seen walking over to the scientists. In fact, it's the same engineer cameraman that was present with Titan Speakerman on episodes 21 and 22. He then throws his welding helmet protection down on the floor before putting his hands on his hips and watching on with the scientists as we hear the all-familiar sounds of the Titan Speakerman. The scientists bump fists, which ends the scene. The whole vibe on the end means that the Alliance members in the base have succeeded with the creation of their new weapon for a certain Titan Speakerman. If this isn't evident enough, we even see red glow shining on them. And the same thing happened in the secret scene back in the last season when upgraded Titan Clockman was teased. A yellow light was shining on the Alliance members then. And we know that yellow is Titan Clockman's color and red is Titan Speakerman's, so this is clearly foreshadowing his return after basically 8 episodes. I do feel as though we will be seeing Titan Speakerman in either the next episode or in a few, since he will now be upgraded and ready to go and attack SKIBIDI Base 1, and I have a feeling that he will be a killing machine. This is also where I feel that we will finally get to meet Titan Pencilman too, and maybe see more of that C-Pen robot from episode 28. I cannot wait to finally see the design and what this majestic Titan will look like, and what Titan Speakerman now looks like too. But what an exciting episode, friends. Did you enjoy this? And do you have any theories? Write them in the comments, as they are always welcome. Also, I have a Discord. You are welcome to join, where you will see leaks of all SKIBIDI series, and you can come chat to the wonderful community I am building. Thank you for watching my video. I was Obsidian, and until next time, my friends.